Long ago, Joseph was his father Jacob's favorite among 12 sons. Jacob gave Joseph a beautiful coat of many colors, making his brothers jealous. Joseph had strange dreams. Once his brother's bundles of wheat bowed to his. Another time the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed to him. When Joseph shared these dreams, his brothers' jealousy turned to anger. One day, while tending sheep, they saw Joseph coming and plotted against him. "Here comes the dreamer," they sneered, grabbing him and stripping off his coat. They threw Joseph into a deep pit. Spotting traders on their way to Egypt, the brothers sold Joseph as a slave for 20 pieces of silver. To cover up, they dipped his coat in goat's blood and showed it to Jacob. Jacob believed Joseph was dead and mourned deeply. Joseph, once a favored son, was now a slave in a foreign land. The brothers' jealousy had changed all their lives forever. But Joseph's story was just beginning. In Egypt, Joseph became a slave in Potiphar's house. Despite hardship, Joseph worked hard and earned Potiphar's trust, managing his entire household. But Potiphar's wife lied about Joseph and he was thrown into prison. Even in prison, Joseph's character shone. The warden noticed Joseph's integrity and put him in charge of the other prisoners. Joseph helped manage the prison, showing kindness to all. Though far from home and wrongly accused, Joseph never lost hope. He trusted that God was with him, even in the darkest times. Joseph's patience and faith grew stronger in adversity. He was being prepared for something greater, though he could not yet see it. Joseph's journey from favored son to prisoner was not the end. In the shadows of prison, his destiny was quietly unfolding. The next chapter of his life was about to begin. Two of Pharaoh's officials, the cupbearer and baker, joined Joseph in prison. Both had troubling dreams, and Joseph offered to interpret them. The cupbearer's dream meant he'd be restored. The baker's, that he'd be executed. Joseph asked the cupbearer to remember him, but he forgot. 2 years later, Pharaoh had disturbing dreams no one could explain. The cupbearer finally remembered Joseph. Joseph was summoned to Pharaoh and listened to his dreams: 7 fat cows eaten by 7 thin cows, and 7 healthy heads of grain swallowed by 7 withered ones. Joseph explained 7 years of abundance would be followed by 7 years of famine. He advised Pharaoh to store food during the good years. Impressed, Pharaoh made Joseph second in command over all Egypt. Joseph, once a prisoner, was now a prince. His wisdom would save countless lives. Joseph's faith and patience had led him from the lowest place to the highest. But his greatest test was still to come. The famine struck, and Joseph's brothers came to Egypt seeking food. They bowed before Joseph, not recognizing him as their brother. After testing their hearts, Joseph revealed his identity. "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" he wept. The brothers were terrified, remembering their betrayal. But Joseph forgave them, saying, "God sent me ahead to save lives." He invited his entire family to Egypt, giving them the best land. Joseph's wisdom and forgiveness reunited the family. Jacob was overjoyed to see his son alive. The family was saved from famine, and old wounds were healed. Joseph's journey from dreamer to ruler had come full circle. Through hardship and forgiveness, he changed the fate of many. Joseph's story reminds us that hope and faith can turn even the darkest moments into blessings.